What happens when pride blinds us to reality? In the 1960s, a top executive at Decca Records dismissed the Beatles' audition, boasting that four-piece guitar bands are a passing fad. That arrogant decision cost Decca a band that would redefine music history, while the Beatles, with humility and grit, rose to global fame. In the early 2000s, Nokia's leaders scoffed at the iPhone, with one executive reportedly saying, "Apple's touchscreen toy won't challenge our keypad empire." Within years, Nokia's market dominance crumbled, outpaced by humbler innovators. And Sony, the Walkman giant of the 1980s, ignored the rise of digital music, believing their brand was untouchable, only to watch Apple's iPod take over. These stories share a lesson. Arrogance, or Takabur, destroys potential, but humility, or Tawadhu, builds lasting success. Let's explore this truth. In Islam, Takabur, or arrogance, is a dangerous trait that clouds judgment. The Quran warns in Surah Al-Araf, verse 146, "I will turn away from my signs those who are arrogant upon the earth without right." Takabur makes us overestimate ourselves and underestimate others, like Decca's executive who belittled the Beatles or Nokia's leaders who mocked Apple. It closes the heart to truth and growth, leading to downfall. Humility, or Tawadhu, is the opposite, beautifully modeled by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. A hadith in Sahih Muslim states, "No one with even an atom's weight of arrogance in their heart will enter paradise." Despite being Allah's messenger, the Prophet sat with his companions, shared their burdens, and valued their voices. Tawadhu isn't about self-doubt. It's about staying open, learning from others, and recognizing our limits. It brings blessings in this life and the next, unlike arrogance, which invites ruin. Let's start with the Beatles, a story of arrogance from within their orbit. In 1962, Decca Records executive Dick Rowe made a now infamous call. After hearing the Beatles' audition, he declared, "They'll never make it. Guitar bands are dying out." His arrogance wasn't just a misjudgment, it was a refusal to see potential in a group that didn't fit his narrow vision. Rowe's decision, driven by overconfidence in his industry expertise, cost Decca millions as the Beatles signed with EMI and became a cultural phenomenon. Even within the band, Takabur surfaced later. By 1969, tensions rose as some members, caught in their own egos, clashed over creative control, contributing to the band's breakup in 1970. Yet, their earlier humility, collaborating, learning, and adapting, had fueled their rise. This contrast shows how arrogance can fracture even the greatest teams, while humility sustains success. Nokia's fall is another stark example. In 2007, when Apple launched the iPhone, Nokia was the world's leading mobile phone maker, commanding over 40% of the market. Their executives, flush with success, dismissed the iPhone as a gimmick. Former Nokia CEO Olli-Pekka Kallasvuo reportedly said at a conference, "We've been making phones for decades. Apple's experiment won't disrupt us." This Takabur, believing their keypad-based Symbian system was superior and untouchable, blinded Nokia to the touchscreen revolution. They ignored consumer trends and underestimated competitors like Apple and Android makers. By 2013, Nokia's market share had plummeted to under 5%, and their phone division was sold to Microsoft. Meanwhile, humbler companies like Samsung adapted quickly, listened to the market, and thrived. Nokia's arrogance led to their downfall, but their later recovery, focusing on networks with humility, shows redemption is possible. Sony's story completes the picture. In the 1980s, Sony's Walkman defined portable music, making them a household name. But by the late 1990s, digital music and MP3 players emerged. Sony, confident in their CD-based technology and brand prestige, ignored the shift. Executives reportedly rejected early MP3 player prototypes, insisting, "Our Walkman is the gold standard. Digital formats are a fad." This arrogance cost them dearly. Apple, a company then known more for computers, humbly studied consumer needs and launched the iPod in 2001, paired with iTunes. The iPod dominated, and Sony's music division faltered. But Sony learned from failure. By embracing digital innovation and diversifying into products like the PlayStation, they rebuilt their legacy with humility, proving mistakes can lead to growth when pride is set aside. How can we steer clear of Takabur and embrace Tawadhu? First, listen with an open heart. When someone offers advice or criticism, don't dismiss it, even if it stings. Humility welcomes growth, arrogance rejects it. Second, practice gratitude daily. Thank God for your blessings, big and small. to keep pride in check. Third, learn from setbacks like Nokia and Sony did. Ask yourself, what can this teach me? Instead of blaming others. Fourth, respect everyone, regardless of status. The Prophet treated all with kindness, from kings to laborers, showing true faith through humility. Finally, pray for guidance. A simple dua can anchor you. O Allah, protect me from arrogance and grant me humility. These steps guard against Takabur and open doors to success, just as the Beatles' early collaboration and Sony's comeback illustrate. The stories of Decca's misstep, Nokia's fall, and Sony's journey remind us that arrogance leads to ruin, but humility paves the way to triumph. Choose Tawadhu in every moment. Listen, learn, and give thanks. The Prophet showed that the humble are cherished on earth and honored by God. Start with one small act today. Hear a friend's perspective, admit a mistake, or offer a kind word. With humility, we build a better world and prepare for the best in the hereafter. Let's walk this path together.